Thursday.
Did somebody say Thursday? Listen, Thursday, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. The King's Court podcast is back. And we got a brand new episode for y'all live this Thursday, March 21st, 7 o'clock p.m. What are we talking about? Relationships. We talking about the past versus the present, baby. Are you a Whitney and Bobby? Or are you a Krishan and Blue? We want to talk to you about it. So y'all come on, get yourself together, clear your schedules, and plan to meet us on Thursday for the King's Court podcast. We'll see y'all soon. Bye.
What's going on, everybody?
What's up, everybody?
Somebody say Thursday.
There's somebody in the comments already said Thursday.
Happy Thursday, Duke. Happy Thursday.
All right, this is the March episode. It's gonna be relationships, past and present is the topic. Shout out to Phil if you tuned into the stream. That was the second topic. We actually had a tiebreaker for that one. So
we flipped a coin about that. I was serious about that thing.
Cool.
We flipped a coin. I said I want to talk about relationships.
Let's do it.
All right, but I'll let y'all go ahead and kick it off.
But yeah, I lost. So that's why we're doing it this month. The coin said something else. The coin said we had to talk about what we talked about.
All right, Miss Cort, since this was the topic you wanted, you want to lead us off on how you want to hit this topic.
So, y'all, we are talking about relationships. We're talking about the past versus the present. And this is a loaded topic. I don't even know which way to go. But I am just curious to open a conversation on, how things used to be with not just relationships, but even marriages. Because if you look at how our grandparents, stuck it out and stayed together versus our generation and younger, and how fickle we are, like, I'm just trying to figure out what happened. Like, where did we go wrong? What's different? What can we do to kind of, bridge that gap between old and new so that, we're not subjected to the trauma from how they used to do it, but we get to sustain and keep those relationships how they used to keep them. Because one thing about it, grandma and grandpa stayed married. It wasn't no divorce. It wasn't no divorce. Grandma and grandpa thugged it out. But you step on my big toe and I want a divorce. I don't want to do this no more.
Get the papers.
It's over. Get out of my house. Get away from me. So I just want to talk about, I just really want to unpack like the differences between that old school love and this new school love. So that's one thing. And I just I want to engage with the audience tonight. I want to see what kind of relationships people are in. Do you model yourself after that old school love, or are you with this new school stuff? So I want to talk about I know Don is married. Anybody else in a relationship?
I'm in a relationship, yeah.
You're in a relationship? Okay, we're going to talk about it. Nate, what about you?
I'm chilling right now.
Okay, chilling. Okay, I'm in a little relationship. I'm in a little situation.
Little, okay.
I thought you was looking for old men with money. What happened to that?
I'm still looking.
Okay.
My options are open.
Gotcha. Okay.
You got a grandfather?
I do.
You got money?
I don't think you got enough money for what you looking for.
Okay.
But so Cort, I love the fact that you mentioned about the difference between old school and new school, because I don't know about how y'all grandparents were. My grandparents was married for 66 years. And that's crazy to hear now. Like in our generation, it's like, wow, 66 years. Because you see a lot of folks go down the aisle, especially in the social media age, get married, they put everything out there, and then you stop seeing the person post the other individual, so something going on. So it's crazy the difference of the relationships now, because I think all of us want that old school, we want the potential to be the old school relationship, but in this new age, it's just like
It's
Hey, like
crazy.
you said, first thing go wrong, and I can get up out of here. I can go be single and ready to mingle. So it's
Yeah.
I
crazy.
mean, also too, I do like the idea of old school love. Like that's like a charming idea, but like I've seen stories where, when we become adults, we realize like what kind of experiences our grandparents really had in those relationships. And it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows.
That's what
What
I
I mean?
meant. When
Yeah.
I'm like,
So
they went through some stuff. You know what I'm
that's
saying? They
that's
just decided to stay.
exactly, that's a good idea in theory. But this idea of having to love someone through thick and thin, and like having to experience hurt in order to get to the good stuff, I don't necessarily think that's a good idea either.
I don't think it's a good idea. At the same time, though, it's like, well, we also you have to draw the line between relationships and marriage too, though,
Yeah.
because people be out here giving they all in a relationship. From experience, my take is that you really shouldn't be giving 1,000 in a relationship. You should preserve that for marriage. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be committed or things like that, but people be out here. My mama had a saying, why buy the cow and
Get
you
milk
getting
for
the milk
free.
for free? You know what I'm saying? And I think that people be out here really giving they all in these relationships, and it, for whatever reason, I'm not sure why, it just doesn't carry over into a marriage for some reason. But I think it's because you shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket. Maybe you should preserve something for marriage. You know what I'm saying?
No, definitely. And I think for some people, you have some people who are serial, like, not daters, but some people don't feel whole unless they're in a relationship, even if
That's
it's not a good relationship. And so,
very toxic.
yep, very,
Very, very toxic.
very toxic. So, they're not really in love with themselves, so they seek like that love from an outside resource, and it doesn't end well. So,
Have y'all ever heard of trauma bonding?
it sounds familiar. I can kind of work it through, like I can kind of work it through in my head what it means. But go ahead.
When your trauma links up with somebody else's trauma.
Yeah, and you bond over your traumatic experiences, because it's like, oh, you went through that? Oh, I went through something similar, and you think you love each other, and you think that you are perfect for each other, when really your hurt is what's attracted to, or your pain. You're attracted to pain, really. And I think a lot of people, especially like in these new school, when you find a toxic couple, like for example, in the video I referenced Krishan and Blue. I'm pretty sure y'all know. But like when you find toxic couples like that, a lot of times, and I'm not saying this was their situation, but it's like, how do you sustain it? Like, how do y'all not understand that y'all can't possibly love each other? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not love. But I think we've gotten into this place where we're now calling things love that's really not love, and it's crazy. Like, how do we get out of that? Like, what do we do?
What most people don't understand about relationships is relationships are meant to enhance the self-happiness that one has with themselves. When you go into a relationship, it is not up until that, it's not that other person's responsibility to make you happy. That's something you have to develop on your own. You already have to go into the relationship already established. Not saying that you have to have every single thing established, but the core things, having your own house, having a job, having a vehicle, having something of your own going into the relationship. That's some of the things that that's gonna make the relationship worthwhile. And at the same time, it's like, yes, I'm here to do my part to make you happy and all this stuff, but at the same time, I'm not supposed to be the one to feel that void of you being unhappy. You already supposed to have that self-love about yourself. You already supposed to have that self-happiness about yourself. And that's one of the things that's wrong within this, within this generation of relationships. And another thing with that is too, nothing's exclusive anymore. Like nothing's a secret. You have stuff like OnlyFans, you have social media, you got hit me up in the DMs, let me see them nude pics. It's like,
Not let
okay,
me see them news.
right, like there's nothing's a secret no more. Nothing's nothing. I'm just saying, we're gonna talk about it.
Right, though, you feel like you ain't gotta earn.
Right. There's no work in it. Like, where's the work? Like, where's the work? And I'm sorry for the people that does that. It's like, do you even love yourself to be like, okay, I'm not finna do this right now. I'm not sending you no pics. I'm not finna give it up right away. Like, you need to work for it. And I grew up in a generation where there was no sex before marriage. There was no shacking up before marriage. Because when you go into a marriage, I mean, when you go into a marriage, you already know that you're going to know more about that person anyway. I mean, it's a lifetime, it's a lifetime covenant, it's a lifetime commitment. So you're already gonna learn things about the other person anyway. But don't show me everything. Like, let some stuff be a secret. So that when we do get married, okay, if you like wearing bunnies, okay, cool. Okay, if you like the burp, okay, cool. If you like the fart in the bed, okay, cool. But at the same time, like, you just sending me nude pics when we dating, I'm like, what? Like, huh?
You a rare kind though, too, though. Like, you're rare because and all the niggas I know, excuse me, but a lot of
Speak on it, Cort.
Talk about it.
My bad, y'all. I'm just forgetting where I'm at.
No, you good. Hey.
But what I was saying was you're rare because most of the males that I know, it's hard to find a man like that. You know what I'm saying? That don't want.
Oh yeah,
want to see the.
Yeah,
everybody trying to see something.
And to be honest, I think just because I think women have, depending on your moral values and where you stand with that, a lot of women are more sexually free than they were in the past, and so they want to make sure they're not wasting their time, off jump. So it's not going to be too long before they want to get a good understanding of what's happening, like whether there's sexual chemistry or not.
Go on the test dryer.
Yo, but and like I think that God knew what he was doing when he designed for people to wait until they were married before they start engaging in sex. Here's my idea behind that. At first, I really didn't understand it because I'm like, who don't want to know what they're working with? What if I get married and y'all can fill in the gaps? But then you think about it. If you do it the biblical way and you save yourself, how do you know what's good and bad if you've only ever been with your partner?
Y'all can grow together. Yeah.
Y'all can grow together. Yeah. How would you know, I done had better than, or it could be better than this? How would you know? You wouldn't know if you did it the right way. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely get why God said you should be with one person. You should save yourself. And that's men and women.
And also, sorry. I feel like,
my bad. Go ahead.
Sorry, Nate. I didn't mean to cut you off. I feel like sex makes everything murky also. Like, it's hard to distinguish what's real and what's not real, as far because you're I think you can only have sex for so long before you start to get emotionally attached to that person as well. So it's hard to distinguish whether this is good for me or whether it's not good for me, because you're worried about so many other things that kind of can overshadow that. But what were you saying, Nate?
No, I have to agree with you. I'm glad you hit that because I was going similar to what you were saying. And then I also feel like when you base it off of a sexual relationship, you don't have anything else that you really can connect on, because when you connect on that first, you might enjoy that about the person, but hate every other thing about them. So it's like, what am I really working for?
And then you start to like you got friends with benefits. Like, okay, we're not really together, but like when we got to, scratch that itch, that's my person that I work with, or the idea of sneaky links and all this other stuff. And it's like, that's where all that stuff kind of starts to come together when when you think about it that way.
And some people, and when it comes to sex, some people don't understand the purpose of that. The true purpose of sex was designed to be experienced in marriage. And I learned this a couple of years ago. When you start having sex out of wedlock, that's considered a marriage spiritually, because what you start experiencing is something called soul ties. And nobody really, some people really don't understand the spiritual aspect of having sex out of wedlock. Is that when you start dealing with multiple people, you create soul ties. You create, you create these quote unquote marriages that when you finally do tie the knot, you're gonna have to go back and deal with, because you done slept this person, you done slept that person, and you got all these soul ties that you're dealing with, and you wondering why certain things in your marriage isn't working, because you have to go back and cut off those soul ties. So we're not on here trying to condemn people, for having sex out of wedlock, because we know people, we make mistakes, we make bad decisions, we make bad choices. I'm the person that says, okay, once you come to the understanding of something, okay, there has to be changes. You got to learn how to change stuff. So it's a spiritual aspect behind, giving it up to everybody else. And I'm not just talking about women, I'm talking about men as well, because we do have those men out there that do send pics as well. So don't get it twisted.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's hold on. Put a pin in it. Let's talk right there. Why do y'all do that? Why do y'all think? Why do y'all think that at 8:53 a.m. when I wake up and I pick up my phone, that the first thing I want to see on Snapchat is your weeder? Why would people think that? Why do men think that that's okay?
I don't understand. Now, I'm sure, I don't know, I can tell you personally, I have never done that. That's weird to me.
Neither have I.
Because for me, you don't even know if the girl like you, but you automatically, you see this pretty girl, you pop up in a DM with this, like, if she want to go see that, she can go on Google and look at something.
Why?
I have a real answer to your question, and the answer is because it works. Because listen, men, if it's not, listen, if a man isn't receiving energy from it, he's not going to do it. If it's not working, he's not going to do it.
Right.
So that's the reason why, because there's a certain success rate that he's seeing from doing that.
Okay.
So,
okay.
That's just the real answer to your question.
Well, I'm glad that somebody gave some insight, because I'm always like so lost as to why men think that's okay. Like, I'm just like, what made you look at my picture and say, yeah, let me send that to her?
Because it's a misguidance on what that person wants. And it has a lot to deal with insecurity too. It's insecurity. Well, I don't have nothing else to offer, so let me offer this. Yeah. I ain't got nothing else going for me but this, so let me do this. And it's like, it's on the man for sending that pic in the first. I mean, it's on the man for sending that pic, but it's also on that woman that's receiving the pic. Because it's like, okay, how much self-esteem do you have for yourself to be like, oh, is that big? Oh yeah, like let's do it. Like, no, like where's your self-esteem? Where's your confidence?
That don't mean be that real stuff.
Photoshop.
AI. Getting on God's internet, downloading another man's private part and sending it to a woman acting like it's yours. That's another level of insanity.
That's a level of
that's a whole nother level. That's like, you need to be in a mental health Like,
facility.
there's something not right with you.
Like, what happened to just asking the girl out to the movies? What happened to just going out to dinner? What happened to just simply inboxing her? Oh, can I have your number? Can we talk? Like, that's the generation I grew up on. I grew up on a generation where there was no text messages. There was no dating sites.
That is insane.
It's truly insane. Like, I don't get this present relationship methods, man. I'm not with it, man. Like, oh, I can just send pics and we hook up. No, like, what happened to me just inboxing like, hey, how you doing? Like, I seen you like, I was wondering, could we hook up? Like, what's wrong with that? But nowadays it's like, what's easy, that's the method. However quick I can get it, that's the way I'm gonna go. There's no urgency to doing the hard work anymore. Like, they don't want to work for it.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I've heard women say, and we can get Courtney's perspective on this. I've heard women say that they don't really get approached in public anymore. And I was going to ask you, when was the last time you actually got approached in public? Does it happen often? Or do most men approach you in the DMs or, social media?
Yes. So most men approach me. And as a matter of fact, I had someone approach me in a store, and y'all, I was so taken aback because it hadn't happened in so long. It's just taboo these days. You don't see it happen. And he wasn't being disrespectful, and he wasn't even trying to come on to me or anything. He literally just said, "Ma'am, you are beautiful." Like, and he didn't mean any harm. Like, he was actually an older guy. Like, but I was so like, wow, you don't see that happen no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't really compliment you like that anymore. It's all this sliding in the DMs and hiding behind a phone. And for me personally, it has not happened, outside of just a guy coming to actually compliment me. And then I had to check myself, because I was looking like, but then I'm like, no, this is how it's supposed to be. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, this is what's normal.
A lot of men,
we normalize it.
A lot of men nowadays, because we live in such a, I guess, virtual world or whatever, like, people aren't really used to having conversations with other people, especially like the younger folks that are growing up. So, like, the ability to walk up to a woman and compliment her, make her not feel like she's being threatened, like, don't come off threatening, and just being able to have a conversation and kind of lead into asking for a number or whatever. I'm not sure a lot of, like, younger men have that ability nowadays. It's like they feel a lot more comfortable having a conversation through social media.
That's great.
I'm about to, and that's another great convo to bring up right there, because that's why I was about to lean into. So Courtney, on from a woman's perspective, you said you was taken aback when he approached you that way. And I see that even on social media nowadays, it's like when a man compliments a woman, some already think that he wanna have sex with her, and he's trying to hit on her, when he's legitimately saying, oh, you beautiful, you have a nice personality, I want to get to know you. Like, why do someone, from a woman's perspective, why do you think some women have that type of feeling, when a man approaches them that way, like, oh, you trying to get in my pants?
I mean, to be honest with you, Don, I think it's just, because it's so widely, because 9 times out of 10, that is what a man is doing when he's reaching out virtually, because it happens more times than not. It's hard to gauge. I have learned a trick, though. So if there are any ladies who's watching, I have this trick now, where if someone slides into my DMs or whatever, which I'm not on social media right now, so I don't know the last time it happened, but I just actually, like, I ask very pointed questions. Don't come to me talking about, no, hey, beautiful.
What's wrong with hey? What's wrong with
I'm going to tell you
what is wrong with hey beautiful?
I'm going to tell
what's
you
wrong
what's
with
wrong
that?
with
Like,
I'm going to tell you what's wrong with it. everybody's doing it. Everybody's doing
it's a
it.
cliche. It's a cliche. I get
Everybody's
it.
doing it.
Yeah.
If you slide in my DM and talk about hey beautiful, 9 times out of 10, you ain't talk about nothing.
Hey, big head.
What if I say Grand Rising Queen?
I'm gonna block you.
Oh yeah, Grand Rising is crazy. Grand Rising make you feel like somebody trying to scam you. So you just go ahead and block them.
I'm gonna block you.
Grand Rising Queen.
Hey, I want to throw this up here though, Cort. I want your thoughts is on this one.
Oh man.
Man, he said cultural. We have been desensitized when it comes to casual sex, news, etc. They ain't their foregone conclusion that sex is going to happen. Most people think of. How do you feel about that?
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I'm going to say I don't disagree with my brother here, but at the same time, I think I don't think we can make a generalization because that's not me.
Right.
There is never a time. It ain't a nigga I done met yet that could hook up with me on a first, second, third, fourth.
That food must have been good.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I'm just keeping it real with y'all. That's not me. That's not my testimony. I'm a lady. I carry myself as such. I'm a professional. I'm a woman. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing easy about me. I am God's daughter. You got to bring something to the table. I am the table. What are you bringing? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just not that person. So while I do agree that, that's true to some extent, like I never go into anything with the idea of, oh, I'm gonna hook up with this person, or I'm that it's just not my mindset. Now I know I'm probably one in a million because, today's society, I guess, but I would like to think that there's probably some other women still out there like me where the expectation is not, and even men, I'm sorry, I don't mean to leave y'all out, where the expectation is not, oh, at some point we're going to hook up. You know what I'm saying?
Something that I want to throw in there, and I hope this is no jab to the younger generation, but I feel like our group kind of was the last ones that seen both sides of the fence. Like
the last of the Mohicans.
You've seen the old school method, and now you see the new school method. That scares me for this younger generation because they see it, and I ain't trying to knock nobody favorite artists. Y'all see these sexy reds and folks out here telling you one way that's how you should be moving, or these dudes tell you another way how you should be moving. So you thinking, hey, that's how I'm gonna get in, that's how I'm gonna be in this relationship game, and it's not like that. Like it speaks volumes on did you see the way that the old school method and I'm not just talking about in pictures. Did you see the grind and the hard work that it took to be in a relationship, or are you just used to seeing somebody say this was my girl or my dude for 9 months, then you see another one pop up at the family reunion, another one pop up on Christmas Day, another one pop up on this holiday, and that's the thing that you should not be willing to see. But unfortunately, sometimes this generation allows it to be that way, to where they condone, okay, if this don't work, this person do it better for me. And it sucks that I hate to see it like that. I agree with what you just put. I'm glad you said that too, because it trips me out, especially in the social media game, what you see that's presented out there.
I want to say this too. I think that one thing that is different from back then to now, what people lack is integrity. I think that people lack couth. Everybody just out here wilding out. And what I mean by that is, let's keep it real, y'all. Uncle Charles had 6 families.
Yeah. But you didn't find out about him until he died.
You ain't know nothing.
Right.
Uncle Charles had
Cammy.
6 women.
Don't come in here trolling, Cammy.
Right, please, Cammy. Please.
And but at the same time, you didn't know. Everybody kind of stayed to themselves. Now, I'm not saying Uncle Charles was right. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is there was some privacy, exactly. And it wasn't just out there, and nowadays
people are so disrespectful nowadays.
It's seriously, man.
People are so disrespectful nowadays, and you see how ugly especially people want to be petty and they bring social media into it, and stuff can get real dangerous because
It can.
when you're
And you know
dealing.
who I blame for that? I blame Barbara and Shirley, because when Barbara said, "Hey Barbara, this is Shirley," that's when these side chicks got out of line.
I was like, who's Barbara and Shirley?
That's when these side chicks got out of line. You don't never call and tell. You don't do that. You're going against the code. But I think that's really when the generation started to turn, and people like, we ain't doing this no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna make ourselves known and we gonna be heard. But my thing is like, girl, no, don't make yourself be known. Like, just don't be a side chick. It's that simple.
And I think about the I'm sorry, Aunt, go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Now I think about the Keke Palmer situation, her and her baby daddy. How he came out and was, all salty about her and Ursher, that whole incident. And it's like, why would you not have that conversation in house? Why would you include people on social media that don't have anything, that don't have any business whatsoever?
That's why he got ate up the way he did.
Exactly. Like, why would you put that on social media? And that lets me know right there, not only do you not have respect for Keke, but you don't have any respect for the relationship. Because one thing that me and Jen always talk about, we set this standard in our marriage. Whatever goes on in this house stays in this house. Like, we're not finna go to mom, we're not finna go to dad, we're not finna go to brother, sister, we're not finna get on anybody outside of our marriage counselors about anything that's going on in this house, because we respect and we love our marriage so much to the fact that we wanted to keep it in house. If we can't deal with it ourselves, then that's a problem. I'm not finna go out here and put on social media, oh, well, Jen didn't put no salt and pepper in my collard greens last night. Like, I'm not finna do that. Like, why would I do that? Why would I do that? Like, they don't make any sense. You're not in this house. You don't pay any bills in this house. You don't work for us. You don't live with us. So why would I include people that don't have anything to do with what we got going on in our business? That don't make any sense. That just shows me I don't have no respect for this relationship. I don't have no respect for you, because your privacy is as important, if not more important, than mine. That's how I look at it. And like, nowadays, like, these relationships nowadays, and like, back to Nate's point about, we're the last of pretty much a dying breed, because we got the blend of how relationships were in the past, and we got a taste of what relationships is now. It's like there's no exclusiveness, like there's no secrets. It's like everything is out in the open now. And most people think that's supposed to be the case. Like, you don't have to tell everything, people. You don't have to let everybody know. You ain't gotta let everybody know nothing. And then my thing is, okay, why am I posting pictures for? Why do I feel the need to show my wedding ring on social media to prove to y'all that I'm married? That don't make any sense. That don't make any sense. It's like,
Rico Suave just said, keep the streets out your business. And I agree.
Something,
keep the streets out your business.
That's correct.
100%.
I ain't seen no pictures of him and Jen in a long time. They must got a divorce. No, we mind our business. Like, what are we doing? Like,
well, to answer your point real quick, I'm sure y'all, Cort, I know y'all heard this from the older generation. They say, be careful what you tell everybody when you mad at your significant other, because y'all have worked it out and they still mad. So y'all good, and they over there like, I don't know, they gonna be mad again next week. He gonna be calling, she gonna be calling. You know how they say it. So that statement, when you're younger, you don't really understand that, but as you get older, getting in marriage, getting in long-term relationships, that is so true. Because again, like, you and your significant other, your wife or your husband, have worked it out, and they still over there. She done said he a low down dog, he broke, he this or she this and she that, and you can't do that. So I promise you got to work that. You got to navigate through that thing behind the scenes, because once family become involved and y'all are good, they tell when he was talking about you the other day, that becomes another issue that you run into.
Yeah, and I agree. Somebody had just commented about it, but you definitely have to keep your friends and family out your business and keep your stuff off of social media. I think social media is the worst thing that could have ever happened to
the worst.
And I only say that, Don, you mentioned it, you hit on it. Everybody looking for pictures. Oh, they ain't posted up. Wonder what's going on. But we can't blame nobody but ourselves for that. Because if you make your relationship public to the point that people are invested, then naturally they're going to be looking for it. And when they don't see it, the automatic assumption is, oh, something happened. And not only that, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. Now, other women might not. I don't know how it is for men, but one of the reasons why I decided to get off of social media or like really back away from it is because I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I be posting pictures and I be feeling myself when people be sliding by and talk about, oh, you cute, or all the likes and stuff, all the attention it brings. That's distracting.
Yeah.
When you are trying to be committed to a person, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody might not be transparent, or people might not feel like I feel, and that's fine. But I'm gonna be honest and transparent to say, when you post a cute picture and people feeling it, bump what I got going on. Let me see what's going on over here. It makes it easy to do that.
Yeah.
And not that you're gonna cheat or doing it like that, but just the mere attention itself is flattering. It makes you feel good, So I think that you could get caught up in that if you're not careful. It's just easy to get, it's easy to get swindled. Do you text before meeting up or plan a date to meet up? Play out.
That was referring to Ant. Yeah, that was for Ant.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah. In the relationship I'm in currently, we met on social media and we texted for a couple of weeks. But she didn't live close to we didn't live in the same city, so that factored into it. But I think most women just kind of I understand a woman's hesitance to meet somebody like really quickly, especially if they meet them on social media, just because people are crazy out here. So I think there's definitely like, hey, let me get to know you for a week or two just to fill you out and make sure that you're not crazy. And then hopefully we can meet in person, have a coffee or something like that, and then kind of, have a conversation.
Oh, that's a great point from Tyreek. He said people on social media don't care about your relationship for real. They would still try to get at your significant other. That
exactly.
Man,
some like, again, I don't want to generalize it. Like, everybody do that. Like, no, you have some people out there that really respect your significant other. They respect you guys' relationship. Like, I don't want to just group it. Like, and I know that's so easy because of the culture that we live in. But at the same time, you do have some decent men and women out there that's willing to respect you guys' relationships. I mean,
but
no, 100%.
That's another problem with social media, though.
That is true.
It's a world of strangers. I'm not talking about people who know you. You know what I'm saying? And even some of them don't care. But we're talking about a worldwide web where
scammers.
Who don't care about we don't even know you. I definitely don't care nothing about what you got going on.
News and bio.
Yeah, these followers and like even friends that you make on Facebook that you don't really know, like personally, they could care less. If anything, they want to see the drama like unfold in your life.
Exactly.
Like they want to see the train wreck. Like,
I remember being married, having my whole wedding picture in the background cover. I still got hit up.
Yeah, rings don't stop nobody nowadays. Like, don't stop. Like, if anything, a man wearing a wedding ring is gonna get more attention from women, which is crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I could never.
Like, that force field ain't up no more. Nope. not like in the old days. Nope.
And that's why I'm saying women are just as equally as trifling as y'all are.
Well, it's like some women, and I was gonna say this a little while ago. It's like some women actually take pride in being a side chick.
They do.
Like they'll announce it to the world, and
yes, they will.
Like all this other stuff, and it's like I don't understand. Like I said, the difference back in the day, there was discretion. So I mean, that's always kind of been a thing that's happened. But a woman being a side chick wasn't something to be proud about back in the day. It's like it was almost like a scarlet letter. Like, you know,
Yeah.
you didn't want anybody else to know what you were dealing with.
I know somebody
Now
who
women wear it
literally,
like a badge of honor. It's like
yeah,
it's crazy.
I know somebody who literally like prefers that because the argument is, well, I don't have to be bothered. I can only, I can. It's just, when I want it or whatever, or for that little short time period, and then I'm back to being by myself because I don't want to be bothered, and I'm
Man,
just
how
like,
much do you hate yourself to do that? Like that don't like how much you like it's like it's a huge lack of self-love there
Oh
that
yeah.
make you want to just all right, I give it up when I get ready. Then when I'm done with you, I'm done with you. It's like where's the honor in relationships nowadays? Like where's the honor? Like there's no honor. It's like women, like you're not just a one night stand for men. Like stop it. Like show some self-worth about yourself. You know. Now I will say this. Um, I might get some heat for this. But if a man opens up the door for you at the store, it's not to hit on you women. Like, come on. Like I grew up in a generation where we opened doors for women. It wasn't like on a, I'm trying to hit you type of thing. Like that's how I was raised up. You know, we on a date, I'm paying. If we getting out the car, I'm opening up the door for you. Like I know this, I heard of this one incident where somebody posted on social media, of course. This one woman, um, a man opened up the door for her, and she didn't want him to open up the door for him for her. She didn't want him to open up the door because she was seeing it as oh, you just trying to look down on me, you just trying to hit on me and all this type of stuff. And it's like, no, like the man was like, no, I'm just opening up the door for you. Like, why you gotta be like that?
she is stupid as the girl was who didn't want the dude to take her to Cheesecake Factory. Stupid.
These outlandish standards nowadays is like,
Yeah,
okay,
when did Cheesecake Factory not become like a good day spot? Like that's crazy.
Now, mind you, they food a little nasty. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
But
it's
I'm
not. Yeah, exactly. Like
but I'm
That
not going
fell
to be
off.
upset
it's not
because
cheap.
someone
It's
took
not
me
cheap.
there
At the
on a
same
date.
it's not cheap though. Exactly.
Okay, hey, I want to throw this question back up here because I got to get
Yeah.
y'all.
Yeah, this is good.
If your significant other feels like the whole social media thing is their love language, like why don't you post me, post pictures with us, blah blah blah. How do you navigate through that? The crazy thing about it is, I talked to a girl who was like that. She was like, "You'll never want to post that on social media," but me, I always was the type. I always wanted to keep my page strictly like job based, strictly like laid back, like not trying to put too much out because I didn't, not to say that it wasn't gonna work out, but I just, as we've been talking about, I never believed in unless I really got serious or get married or this becomes my long term person. I never felt like, okay, I want to put it all out there because if it don't work, like you just said, it's questions.
Yeah.
What happened? Why you don't post her now? What happened, old girl? You know, it creates a narrative that you don't want to deal with. But it is a tough thing to deal with when you have a person that is more social media based. So you have to sometimes compromise and like, all right, I'm gonna share. We do a family photo. I'm gonna share this from time to time, or share that from time to time, or even have to tag the individual from time to time because you're trying to cater to their needs. But it's a tricky situation because you may not be the social media type, but she may be, or she may not be the social media type, but he may be. He may want to show off, this is my beautiful wife or my beautiful girlfriend, where on the opposite
That's
side,
me.
I'm cool with being laid back in the cut. I'm gonna pass that off to y'all.
Now for real, that's me. That's me right there because I'm the one. I'm the one. You know, I don't know if y'all on social media or not, but I'm the one that tries to have a pic or two with me and my wife on there, with me and Jen on there. She and I would say this in the beginning of the marriage, she wasn't like that. She was like, hey babe, if you ever want to post a pic of me and you on there, like, can you please show me what picture you're going to post on there before you post it on there? And I respected that. I'm like, hey, she want to make sure that one, she's looking good on the pic, and
Yeah.
two, it's a good pic to post. So of course I'm gonna get her input on it before I post. But now she's kind of loosening up. Now she's the one that say, "Hey, babe, we need to take pics. Like, we need to take more pics. Like, when we're gonna take pics." So it changes. It evolves, and that's the beauty of the relationship. How I would how would I navigate that? You gotta come to a compromise. You gotta come to a compromise. It's all about compromise. If they're the one that likes to put blast, the both of y'all on social media, come up with a compromise. Before you post a picture on there, just show him or her, like, hey, this is the picture that I was thinking about posting on there. Like, what you thinking? What you think? Can I post this, or can I post something else, or is it something else you want me to post? And then from there, just have a conversation. So that's how I would navigate it.
I want to say, first of all, this is a great question. Second of all, if somebody telling you social media or posting on social media is their love language, they're lying. Let me tell you why. Because there are 5 love languages, okay? And now one
That ain't
of
one
them
of them.
include posting on social media. She lying, bro. Run. For clarity, the 5 love languages include words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, acts of service, and receiving gifts. So unless she wants to classify that as an act of service, which it is not, being on social media just, that ain't no love language. But if a person, or if she wants to be posted again, like everybody else said, I think that's something that y'all have to sit down and talk about together and come to some sort of compromise. But I just feel like if somebody pushing a social media issue, that's a small, like, somewhere in there is some insecurity going on.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, it's social media. It ain't got nothing to do. Social media don't keep the lights on. It don't pay the rent. It's not. It don't keep you warm at night. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't. So I feel like to put your business out there, you can take it or leave it. It's just really not that important.
Yeah, if you constantly happen to have that urge to want to blast y'all a pic or whatever on social media, and you're setting a bad precedence there, because you're basically saying that social media is the foundation of your relationship,
Yeah.
and it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. Now, a question for you, Courtney: would that be okay? We know that social media itself is not that's not a love language, but would that be words of affirmation?
No, because words of affirmation is literally words. You
You're
talking,
right.
you reassuring, you confirming. It's personal.
Right.
There's nothing personal about social media. That's my opinion. Everybody's entitled to their own. But to me, there's nothing personal. It's all public. You're giving people something to see. Words of affirmation is between you and your partner. Hey, baby, XYZ, whatever. You're beautiful. I love you. You're this, you're that. That's
Yeah.
words of affirmation. So to me, it wouldn't be considered words of affirmation to post on social media.
Yeah, I think someone that's that concerned about social media is just whether they've had trust issues in the past or whatever, they're just looking for validation,
Yeah.
an extra level of validation and security. And I think it could definitely, not 100%, but it could potentially lead to issues down the road with just jealousy and all that stuff. And it's like, my thing is, you definitely have couples out there that do it for social media. They want to present this image of being like happy, and it's like,
They be
even
lying.
even if it's not, like, even if they're not, like, they could be cheating on each other and all this other stuff, and then it's like, how many times you gonna delete the happy pics, the happy smiling pics, and then put them back up, just because y'all was going through it and on the verge of really ending the relationship for the 6th or 7th time. So
Speaking of pits, man, I gotta dive into this. And it's on both sides. Women, why y'all walking out here with no clothes on in
oh
public?
god,
And men, why are y'all allowing y'all women to walk out here with no clothes on? Like, what's going on?
Huh? Who said
Like,
that?
I seen a picture the other day of Kanye and whoever he was with.
That's his wife, by the way.
Oh my!
He's married.
Like,
He's married to her.
I'm like, where has the standards gone, man? Like,
I
where,
haven't seen it.
like,
You're not missing out on much. It's a very
don't look it up. Like, don't do it.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up.
Don't look at it. I'm like, okay, so but seriously though, it's like where's the respect of not only for yourself but for the relationship, because and that's his wife. Like, y'all married. Like,
wasn't Kanye just doing Sunday service and like talking about being a Christian? Like, didn't he just put out a like what happened?
Look, that's another conversation for another day. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we don't have to talk about that right now. I just thought I actually asked that question. It's funny that you bring that up because I asked that question on social media today. I'm like, how do we go from Sunday service Kanye to now he got his wife out here dressing like a character from Alice in Wonderland? Like, just
Cort, I gotta ask you this question.
Yeah.
Is there anything that irritates you with this generation of women when it comes to the relationship situation? Is there anything that they do that you just do not agree with, that you see on a regular basis, or something that you want to give advice to in their approach in relationships that you see that you may not care for, or you may want to advise the other way?
Good question. First of all, I want to lead by saying I am not a relationship expert. I'm not. But, if I had to pinpoint a couple of things, the first would be, the whole settling piece, settling for pulling your clothes off on the first date, settling for walking around half naked, degrading yourself. Don't do that. Don't do that. Doing more for a man than he does for you. Don't do that. Don't do that. And I'm not saying that relationships are not partnerships, I think that it's okay. I'm a professional woman. I would like to think that I make a pretty good living. If I wanted to, I could pay for dinner sometimes if I wanted to, but I wouldn't make it a habit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't put myself in a position to where I'm taking care, so to speak, of a man, or robbing a man of the opportunity to be a man. You be a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think as women, we ought to never rob a man of an opportunity to be a man. You pay for it. You handle it. You do it. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't, or if something happens, I got your back. But, you be the provider. And I think that a lot of times as women, we strip men of the opportunity of just being a man. So that's kind of some of the things that I would say that I see that I really, I don't care for in this generation of women. Stop being so easy. Stop being so easy. We are the prize. We are. And we just throw ourselves out there so casually. And I don't like that. I don't like that we don't behave like queens anymore. We just out here all being sexy reds and bending it over. And I just, it irritates me. It really does. And don't get me wrong. I like the song, I want to shake it for Drake too. But I mean, in the privacy of my own home. We don't act like that in public. You know what I'm saying? We don't do that. So if you want to, bend it over and let it breathe, do that in the privacy of your own home. Stop getting out here on social media and putting yourself out like that, and then being surprised with the people you attract. You put yourself out that way, you're going to get what you put out. So,
exactly.
You said something today about that. what do you attract? Because it killed me when I see some people be like, man, such came to me this way is what you present.
It's what you present. And let me tell you, it's funny that we went this way, but just recently, y'all, literally just recently, I don't know why I'm putting my business out here, but somebody might need to hear this. It might help somebody. I have been in the last 30 days or so, I have gone on a very strict budget, right? And I was praying to God, like, it's been months now. I was praying to God, and I'm like, God, like, I don't understand. Like, I'm successful. I ain't ugly. I don't understand why I can't attract a certain type of person. Why do I keep attracting XYZ? And so I was, just praying and talking to God. And so I came across y'all know Tamla Man, Cora on Medea, her husband. I think his name is David Brown. I call him Brown. Well, anyway, I came across this podcast or something that he was doing. And he was talking to a panel of ladies. And he said, I want to tell everybody how to get your dream man. So, of course, all the ladies perk up. We taking out our notes because tell me how to get him. What do I do? And he said, okay, y'all get ready. I want y'all to write down. He said, I want you to write down your dream partner. Write it down. Write everything you want in that person, right? And so everybody was writing, and I'm taking mental notes because I'm like, he about to go somewhere, and I want to see how to get this man. So when everybody got through writing, he was like, okay, put your pens down. He was like, I'm about to tell you how to get him. So everybody's waiting, and he was like, become everything that you wrote down on that paper. And for me, y'all, it was like a light bulb came on in my head. And that's when God started to deal with me. And I'll be transparent. One of the things that I wanted to know was how come I couldn't attract more wealthier people? Because I'm a very hard worker, y'all. Y'all might not know this, but like I am one of the hardest working people that I know. Like, I'm very serious about my career. I'm very professional. I handle my business. And I'm just like, why do I keep attracting broke niggas? I just don't understand. Like, how come I can't get somebody that will take care of me? I want somebody to take care of me. Hey, what's somebody?
When I'm in need.
I have a question. What's broke? What's broke exactly to you?
That's a good question.
That's a very good question.
Broke to me is I always got to be the one to come out. Like, I always got to be the one to pull out. If I want to go on vacation, I got to pay for it. I got to pay for it. Otherwise, we can't go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was trying to figure out why. So watch this, though. This is the point that I was trying to get to. I'm sorry.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, she's very serious.
Okay, bring it in. Sorry, y'all. I got to get my baby back on Bible study.
You good.
This is important. I gotta finish.
Oh my gosh.
No, but I mean, she brings up a good point, man. She brings up a good point though. Like, as a man, like speaking from a man's perspective, like I'm always in that provider type role. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to come into the relationship with nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was always a big proponent of that. You know, I got to have my own money. I got to have my own job. Just in case this don't work out, you can't say that you paid my every way every time.
Facts,
you know what I'm saying? If it don't, go ahead.
I gotta finish making my point.
Who
said I let that nigga word slip through? Listen, I'm serious about this. I'm serious with God. If you get serious with God, he'll get serious with you, okay?
Come on.
You've been praying about this for a while.
Yeah. And let me just say, you know, I've had great people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying this to say that I've never experienced good people. I come across good people, but I'm trying to figure out why don't I attract a certain caliber of a man, right? And so God finally said something to me, and it was like, dang. And I told God, I was like, well, God, if I'm raggedy, just say that.
Oh, I know.
But what he said was, if you, what you want? Oh, go, A-Room.
They were short, bro, too.
What he was saying was, you want to, why would I send you somebody wealthy, or why would I send you somebody who's rich or whatever, and you don't even manage your own money right?
Talk
Yeah,
about
you
it.
make a lot of money. Yeah, you make good money, but you don't even know how to manage it. So why then would I send you? Why would you attract a wealthy person when technically you're not wealthy because you don't know how to manage your money? You could be, but you blow your money.
Yeah.
I said, well, God dang it, God, why you
She
have to
threw
do
the bunny,
that?
y'all.
But y'all, that is the truth. So I said all that to say we do have the tendency to attract what we are in some. If you keep attracting broke, and I'm not talking about money broke, I'm talking about just broken people. If you keep attracting broken people, somewhere inside of you, you're broken. If you keep attracting people with anger issues, somewhere inside of you, you got an anger issue. And if you become what you want, then you'll start to attract those type of, what you become. So become healed and you'll start drawing healed people. Become financially sound and stable, you'll start attracting financially sound and stable people.
Ooh, got a comment for you, Cort.
Uh-oh.
Don't attract broke men. The chances of that happening are slim to none. Well, baby, I'm in a high financial position. I'm in a high financial position.
I don't know how true that is.
Yeah, I can't.
Not about what you're saying.
I'm in a high.
The comment.
Because I feel like in the Zet can attract somebody that's working in the warehouse. And my thing is it's about building together. That's my thing. Like I'm not saying that, oh, I can just come in a relationship with absolutely nothing. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that can we build together?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, what can we build together? That's funny.
And let me be fair, because I want to make a clarification. That was my prayer time and my private, and it was just something that I was wondering about. However, I'm not a person that I feel like my career. I'm a paralegal and I teach college. I have never and will never have a problem. I don't care if you picking trash up off the side of the street. If you got a job and you serious about it, I don't care what you make. I care how you steward. I care that you're a provider. I care about that. I ain't never cared about what somebody did. So now I'm not saying that I have to have a doctor or a lawyer. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't tend to attract the type of person that would provide for me, is what I'm saying. So my thing is, I want to clear that up because I don't want nobody to think that I'm highfalutin or I think I'm supposed to date this type of person. It ain't like that for me. I don't care what you do. I care about how you steward and how you protect and how you provide. That's what I care about.
I don't care what Kevin Samuel said. Look, if y'all love each other, if you see potential in a person, no matter how much money they're making, pursue it. Just pursue it. Build that foundation. I mean, it's not, if you're trying to build your relationship upon money.
I almost disagree with you though, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Disagree
because people fall in love with potential, and you don't never get nowhere.
How many stories have we heard of women taking in a man who had absolutely nothing and trying to build him up into what she wanted him to be, and it just turns out like it's a disaster? Like we've heard.
No. I'm not saying come in a relationship with absolutely nothing. That's not what I'm saying.
I was talking about Cortney saying that we fall in love with potential. So like women will see potential, like, oh, he's got all of these things other than like the money. Like the money will come. And meanwhile, my man's out here trying to be a rapper and all his money is going down the drain.
Is the music good though?
All his money is going. He's spending her money on studio session time, and it's going.
The sets is good. The sets is good.
Exactly.
the sex is good. I mean, he broke, but the sex is good. It's like
Exactly.
Courtney was saying, stop
that is so-
selling. Like we
How
got
many
to stop
times have we heard
selling.
women say like there's
I
no
mean-
sex like sex with a broke with a broke man? How many times have we
Yes, Katie. Yes.
tell
I
your
mean-
homeboys? Hey, put that on a t-shirt, man. Tell
So really,
Should be on the
really,
t-shirt for real.
Nah, hold on.
His music is trash.
So
Like,
really, Cort, like if the sex is good, you'll date a bro. You don't mind.
Well, no,
him being
I'm
broke?
just saying. I didn't say that. I didn't say I would. What I'm saying is, now what I heard the people say is that a good, some good pipe will cover a multitude
it
of
can
things.
take you a long way.
Is what
That's what the streets are saying. It can take you a long way. That's what the streets have been saying forever.
Good pipe, it'll cover a multitude. You know what I'm saying? Sins have been forgiven. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, this got to be the best one yet. I swear, this the best one yet, y'all.
Man. That's crazy.
We eat Little Caesar every night, but hey, it's
Hey, Little Caesar good when you ain't got something it's terrible. So
you know what?
don't
I'll
sleep.
deal with y'all no more, man.
Hey, don't sleep. Don't sleep on Little Caesar.
Yo,
I
y'all
know,
crazy.
I
Y'all
know
wow.
them thugget times, man.
Little
Hey, them
Caesar
thugget-
come in clutch.
Hey,
Quite a few
$5,
times.
hey man, them thugget times, man. Woo, boy.
But no, I don't
Before-
think that I don't think that I would continue to engage with a broke nigga if
Hey, we gotta get a nigga counter for Cortney, bro. Like that's like the fourth.
She got the five.
Yeah, we gotta get a counter at this point.
it was the food, y'all. It was the chicken and rice. It was
I told you that good. Hey, chicken and
it
rice,
was
boy,
busting.
It bring the country out of you real quick. Tell me about it.
Well, okay, I got a question. I got a good question for men. How do y'all, or maybe if you have been in a position, or maybe you don't, like, because I had a really good friend.
Oh my god.
Why are y'all like this? Why are y'all this way? Why are y'all doing it? Anyway, how do y'all feel as men? Like if you've ever found yourself in a position where you were with a woman who maybe made more than you, or maybe you were in a little tight spot or whatever. How do you feel like as a man? Like, does it make you feel insecure? Does it make you feel? Because what I never want to do again, ever, is emasculate a man or discourage anybody. You know what I'm saying? So like, how do you feel? Like, is it a layer of insecurity when you feel like somebody else is doing financially better than you?
Can I go first?
You sure can.
I've never had that feeling. Like I've never like been with a woman who was doing better than me financially. And I'm not trying to brag or anything like that, but there have been times where like I have high expectations for myself. So there have been times where I haven't yeah. And I've never really cared, to be honest. But there have been times where I haven't been doing as well as I thought I should be doing. And that's made me like not necessarily hesitant, but it's like I'm not really in a good position right now to be talking to a woman or to be trying to like wine and dine a woman, just because like my finances just aren't where they're supposed to be at right now. So that kind of impacted me wanting to date and get out there. But other than that, like I've never been in a situation where a woman's like made more than me or made me feel like lesser because she was taking care of me financially. That's never happened.
I guess I'll say me personally, I want to have a female that's grinding in her own lane, because that motivates you to go even harder, because you're seeing her go hard. You don't want anybody that's just sitting around like waiting on you. And this is no jab at anyone, because there were people that grew up old school that, hey, I hold it down for the house. But if a woman wants to be independent, build her own career, and thrive in her own lane while you thrive in your own lane, I think that's a benefit. That's just how I feel about it personally, because to me, you're gonna boost each other along the road to being successful. That's the way I've always viewed it. So I don't think it should be a knock if she may be a step or two ahead of you. It should motivate you. Hey, let's go ahead and continue to grind and continue to get better in this thing called life. That's just how I've always viewed it. But I'll let Don answer that one.
Yeah, just to piggyback on both Anna and what Nate said, I've never had that type of feeling. Now, have I had periods of time where I went without due to transition job wise? Yes, I had, and Jen had to hold it down for a period of time. But a man always want to provide. A man, we talked a little bit about that, last month. Men has always been conditioned, raised up with most men, has always been raised up to be the provider, to be the one who bring the bacon home. Sometimes cook it too. But at the same time, like Nate was saying, you want your woman, you want your woman to go out there and pursue her career and get the best that she can get. I always encourage Jen, hey, babe, I don't care how much money you making, because we building together. We pay bills together. Sometimes I pay for dinner, sometimes she pays. I mean, because this is a partnership. It's not a competition thing. It's not about keeping score. Oh, you make more money than me. And then at the same time, even during those periods where I went without, she still had to respect, babe, you the husband, you the breadwinner, you go out there and you make it happen. It's about respect. My respect level shouldn't be determined about how much money I make. And just because I make more money doesn't make what you do less significant or less important than what I, it's equal grounds in this. It's equal grounds in this. So I've never felt insecure about Jen making more money than me. Because at the end of the day, we both pay the bills, we both split it. This is a partnership. And that's what it should be with that question.
Yeah, 100%.
I agree. That's what's up. I I was just wondering, how it felt, but I'm glad that y'all don't, y'all ain't never really been in that position to have to really deal with nothing like that. That's great.
So we have final thoughts on this topic, I guess, before it's been an eventful
Yeah, it's been very eventful.
Yes, it has. I think this has been the best one yet. This has been the best episode yet, for sure.
It's because I ate that chicken before I got on here. That's what
you gotta eat chicken and rice every month.
Hey, I can cook, and it's good.
Hey, for the old man with 401k,
she can cook, y'all. She can cook.
She's a hard worker, like she said.
Got a whole lot of bread.
So she down
and I'm learning how to manage it.
She down to earth. She can let her hair down clearly, as you can see. So
stay on social media, Cort. Cause you about to get a whole lot. Stay on social media. Keep it strong. Stay strong.
I'm staying strong. Yo, this was a great. It was a great topic. Super great topic. And I saw a comment that said there are some rich people that are horrible providers, and I 1000% agree. So at the same time, it's not all about how much you have; it's how you steward what you have. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. I know plenty of people who aren't millionaires, but they're wealthy. So when I say I want to attract wealth, I'm not talking about just in numbers. You know what I'm saying? But one more thing, y'all, and then we wrapping it up. I promise. I just want to hear y'all thoughts on this. And maybe y'all can understand and maybe you don't understand, but I just want to hear y'all's take on it. So I keep hearing y'all say we're building, right? And while I do agree, I just want to kind of give y'all another vantage point as an older woman who worked very hard. And unfortunately, I built a lot on my own. And so now at 37 years old, I'm not in my 20s anymore, guys. I don't have the patience and I don't think I have the mental capacity to start all the way over and build from ground zero. I've already got I'm already here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I need somebody to meet me here, and then we build from here.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, I found that the expectation is, well, we got to start from zero. No, I can't start from zero. And I just want to know y'all's thoughts on that. Like, do y'all think that I'm wrong? That I can't start from zero? Like, am I wrong that my expectation is that somebody's got to meet me where I am, and then we build from where I already am? Because I just feel like if I was in my
I see that too.
I just feel like if I was in my 20s, you know, and
all these men.
Y'all shut up.
What happened to the game I love?
I just feel like, you know, young people y'all can build from scratch and start in college, and you both hustling and you grinding and you trying to get somewhere. You know, I think that's beautiful. I really do. But it's like once you hit a certain age, I've been to college. I got my debt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I worked hard. I made it to where I am by the grace of God. I quit. I'm done. I ain't got nothing. I'm done.
To address what you said, no, you're as a woman in her mid-30s, you are not like, that's not the wrong mindset to expect to meet a man who is in a reasonable place in his life. And you're not asking for perfection. You're just asking for, I feel like, is just bare minimum. It's for you not to have to take on the financial burden for everything in the relationship after deciding to partner with someone. That's how I feel. But I don't know. Apparently, I don't know. A lot of people may disagree with that. Apparently,
look, I'm a big proponent of sticking with your standards. If that's your standard, that you don't want to build from ground zero, let that be your standard, and don't let any man tell you that you're wrong for that. Don't let any man make you feel like you have to come down to their level in order to build something. Of course, there's going to be a few times where you have to compromise and think from an even playing field. At the same time, if that's your expectation, then don't let no man take the expectation away from you. At the end of the day, you want what you want. I mean, that's what all people, you want what you want. If you feel like you're at a stage in your life where you don't want to start from ground zero, then let that be your standard. And that is the one thing that I see lacking nowadays. It's like, you know, people in these relationships, they sway on their standards for the sake of making something work that's not going to work. If I have to sway in my standards, then there's a problem. We shouldn't be together. Because I'm not finna, no matter how attractive you are, how beautiful you are, how much you can throw it back and all this type of stuff. If you're not, if you're not upholding yourself to a certain type of standard that I'm looking for, then we don't need to be together. So you're not wrong. You're not wrong for that, Cort, at all. If you feel like if that's your standard, then let it be your standard. Don't sway.
Somebody just said we ain't selling for no broke niggas in our church.
Six.
That's six.
Hey y'all, hey, I done had the best time. I'm done with y'all. It's been a great night. Thank you everybody for coming out.
Look, that chicken and rice must be hidden.
Chicken rice is definitely
It was busting. My baby over there eating it right now.
But yeah, I do agree with y'all. Cort, I don't see anything wrong with that. To me, especially it's different when you have built a standard that you are at in life. And I think it also depends on where you have what you've accomplished, where your age is at, and everything. Like you said, when you're younger, that building process is a little bit easier. But when you've done a lot of things to put yourself in a solid position, it's kind of hard to go. And let's be real. I know some of y'all. Let's cut the cap in the chat. Let's go ahead and get it out of the way. Y'all are not dealing with somebody that's way below your standard, that can't come with you or even meet you anywhere near halfway as far as going to that next level. Because if you out here in he or she just been chilling at the house for 10 years talking about I'm about to jump this off. I've been working on it since 2013, and it's gonna pop off this year. You're not about to do that. Let's be real. You want somebody that's going to be that you see the progression. It's not even about if they've made it to that level of success. It's about, do you see the progression? It's not even the potential, the progression. If you're still telling her 5 years later, I'm about to go out here, I'm about to make this this hit record, and
the mixtape,
about to blow up.
Then I mean, what you doing out here? She's not wrong to have a different expectation. And that dude ain't wrong if she out here talking about I'm about to go out here and pop and be a model.
Yeah,
10 years later,
I agree,
and she's not getting there. So I agree with you on your take. If you have reached a certain level of success, it is going to be a different ball game for you because you feel like, hey, I do want to see somebody that's at least working towards something. It's not about me. Sometimes it's not about always being you halfway, because their progression could be getting them to that level faster than we think. But if you're not doing anything, if I'm going to work and you sitting in the house chilling, talking about the same thing 3-4 years down the road, what are we doing here? So I agree with you, Cort.
I mean, people want to rag on Whitney and Bobby all the time, but I feel like they was equal levels of crackheads. One of them did not out.
Am you a crackhead?
It's been fun. This is a really good show. Clearly, it's time to go ahead and close it down. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. We appreciate everybody for tuning in.
The show is over.
Cut the cameras. We will see y'all next time.
Equal crackheads.
And on that note, it's been a great show.
Bro, crackheads. All right, man. Cut.
Woo!
Y'all know I ain't lying though. Y'all know I'm telling the truth, and y'all know exactly what I'm talking about.
There's someone out there for everybody. That's the point. There's someone out there for everybody. Like
I've heard it all tonight.
Yeah,
I'm out of here, man.
All right. No, this has been the relationships past and present. We appreciate y'all for all the comments. It's been a really, really packed chat. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and continue to keep coming back. The next show is going to be April the 18th, if I'm not mistaken. Right?
Yes.
It's April the 18th. You're going to get a chance to hear us act like this on a regular basis. But
with the chicken and rice.
It's been the King Cort's podcast. And Cort, what did they say on Thursday?
Huh?
What did they say on Thursday?
Oh my God.
Did somebody say Thursday?
Yeah, you understand. God, you hit that slow. What's up when we get up out of here?
She said, huh?
I said to myself, I said, Sil? Myself said, huh?
Yo, I was trying to see something about my baby. Y'all ain't gonna do me like that.
She said, hey, check a Coke bottle, man.
Yeah, we got to send that off for testing. See what else is in there.
Right.
Okay, well, I say this. Cort, what is the slogan? Then we gonna wrap.
Did somebody say Thursday?
All right, did somebody say Thursday? We will see y'all April 18th.
Peace.
Y'all.